Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be making a tote bag. I'll be crocheting a tote bag, and I have a tote bag, and I'll be using these measurements to determine how big and long I want my bag to be. And we are going to be using acrylic yarn. I'm going to be using these three different colors, and we'll be using a 4mm crochet hook. So I'm going to start off with the white yarn, make a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 70. So go ahead and chain 70 chains. Coming to, and I have 70 chains in total. So I'm back, and I have my 70 chains, and my 70 chains is cut to 13 inches. When you stretch, it stretches to 14 inches. And then I use my tote bag, so you can go ahead and measure with the inches you want, or if you have a tote bag and you want it to be the same size, you go ahead and make it the same size. But then the only problem is I think it will become a little bit smaller when I go on, and that's how I like it, so I'm going to leave it as such. But if you want it to be exactly the same size, add a little more chains to it, because I stretch it a little bit just to make sure. Don't stretch it and make it the exact same size. So after you have your 70 chains, yarn over and then skip 2 chains, 1 2, and in the third chain go in there with a half double crochet, and then you make a half double crochet into the next chain and then into the continuous chain till you get to the end of this row. So go ahead and make half double crochets all the way to the end, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Remember, a half double crochet. For a half double crochet, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, and pull through all 3 loops. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you when I have finished with my half double crochets. Okay, I am back. I am done with my half double crochet. So I think I have 68 half double crochets in total. I should have made it myself get 70, but it doesn't matter. So it has shrunk to 12.5 inches, and comparing it to the bag, it has shrunk just a little bit, and I prefer it that way. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. So after you are done making your half double crochets, you're going to work on the other end of the yarn. So yarn over. This was our last chain. You're not going to go in there. I'm going to go into this next one, to this very next one. So it's like a double crochet right under this last but one chain. Then I'll just explain it. See, let me unravel. So I was left with my last stitch, right? I went into the last stitch with a half double crochet, and then yarn over and then insert your hook into, not into this last stitch but into the next stitch, and you make a half double crochet, and now you have double crochet all the way to the end. So go ahead and half double crochet all the way to the end, and I'll meet you when you get to the end of this row. So I am back, and this is what I have so far. So to end row 1, since you're working all the way around, this is row 1. Going to slip stitch from where we began. You remember at the beginning you skipped 2 chains and then you made a half double crochet. So into that very first half double crochet, go ahead and make a slip stitch chain up 2, and into that same space go ahead and make a half double crochet. In order to not be confused, you can put a stitch marker here, but I think I can identify it when I get to the end here. But to be safe, I'm just going to place a stitch marker there and then half double crochet till I get to my marked stitch. So this is row 2. So I'm meeting when you're at the end of row 2. When you get to the end, just double crochet into the double crochet space, no increasing, and then just meet me when you get here. Okay, or maybe if I get here I'll show you. Not too sure. So I got to the other end of row 2 before I complete row 2, so I'm halfway done, and I just wanted to show you that when you get here, just make your half double crochet into the available half double crochet spaces you see, and that should be fine. And then you just go ahead and work your way to the end. So I'll meet you when you get to the marked stitch. So I'm at the end of row 2 and I'm left with my last stitch. I'm going to go in there with a half double crochet, remove your marked space, and then slip stitch into the first half double crochet, chain 2, and into that same stitch you make a half double crochet and you double crochet all the way around. So I'll mark this place again. So go ahead and then make your desired number of rows. From row 5, I'll decide how many rows I want. So I'll meet you when I have my desired number of rows. And this is my good side, this is my bad side. So I'll turn it when it's time to change colors. So just repeat this till you have your desired number of rows, and I'll show you how many rows I did. So I ended up doing 7 rows in total, and I have 2 inches. I'm going to go ahead and change my color and use the green color. So before I continue, I made a mistake. After you slip stitch and chain 2, you're not supposed to go directly into that space. You're supposed to go into the next space. So it gave me a crooked edge here. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to unravel and do that. So if you don't mind, you can leave your work like that or unravel and go through. I'm going to look for my scissors and cut this off. So I found my scissors and I already cut it off. So you should have something like this, and then we are going to change our color. So because I have an extra row, just make sure you are going to attach your green yarn into the middle, the very edge. So I'm going to grab my green yarn and going to pull through. After I pull through, leave an allowance so that I can weave this in. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and now you're going to be skipping 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and into the third space go in there with a double crochet. After that, chain up 1 and make a double crochet into that same space. making a V stitch. So we're going to repeat that. Yarn over, skip 2, 1, 2 into the third, make a double crochet, chain up 1 into that very same space, make another double crochet. Sorry, this yarn is quite slippery. Now you repeat till you get to the end. So yarn over, skip 2 into the third, make a double crochet, chain up 1 into the same space, make a double crochet. That will give you a V stitch, and you repeat this. So go ahead and repeat till you get to the end of this row. So I'm done. I was left with like very 2 stitches at the end, so I just skipped 1 and did a V stitch on that one, and I chained 1. So I'm going to cut off my yarn. So now we are going to go ahead and use our pink color. So into that chain 1 space, you go in there again. Chain up 3. Let me make a slip knot. Just a sec. So I managed to insert the hook and made a secure knot. So I have a loop now. I'm going to chain up 3. Tie chain up 3. You're going to make 5 double crochets into the V stitch. So after you pull out your hook, insert your hook into the very first double crochet you made, and insert the hook into the loop and pull through. It should give you a popcorn stitch or a bubble stitch. I don't know which one it's called. I think this is small, so the 5 double crochet is fine. Chain up 2, and into the next V stitch you make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it out, pull the hook out, set your hook into the first double crochet and then pull through that. Chain up 2, and then you repeat this whole process. So I have 5, and then you repeat the same process. You go ahead and repeat till you go all the way around. Chain up 2, and then you repeat. So after you're done with your last chain 2 space, you slip stitch into this, chain up 1, and you cut off your yarn. So now you pull through. Now we're going to start with our white yarn and repeat the pattern. So I'm going to try and insert my hook into this chain space. It's a little hard, but so you insert your hook into the chain 1 space, chain up 1, and then you make a 1 half double crochet into the chain 2 space. After, you're going to make a half double crochet into the tulip or to the slip stitch you did at the very top here. When you're done, make two half double crochets into the chain two space. So one and then two. I'm weaving in the excess and that's why this is coming along. Make a half double crochet into the tulip, the top where you slip stitched the 5 double crochets together. Make two half double crochets into the chain two space. When you get to the tulip, make one half double crochet into it. And then you repeat that process, two half double crochets into the chain two space. So go ahead and repeat this and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So this is what I have so far. So in the last chain two space, you're going to go in there with just one half double crochet, slip stitch into the very first half double crochet, chain up two, and then you make a half double crochet in there and you go ahead and make a half double crochet all the way around, and you repeat this for 5 to 7 rows. I'll keep the same number of rows I kept, or I'll make it 5, I'm not too sure. Then after we repeat the same thing for the green and the pink yarn, so you can rewind and repeat. So when I'm at the end of this row, I'll let you know how many rows I did. So I'm at the end of row 2 for our half double crochet. So you go ahead and slip stitch, chain 2, and then you have double crochet into that space, and then you have double crochet all the way around. So I think I'll do 5 rows and then I'll switch. I'll let you know before I switch, but you have to rewind for the green color and the pink color tutorial because that'll be all. It will be the same thing. One last thing, I really don't want to unravel, but when you chain your two, don't have double crochet into the very first stitch, just go to the next stitch. That way you don't increase. I really struggle with working all the way around. That's why I always avoid working all the way around. I prefer to do 2 panels and join, but for this bag it will be a lot of work, that's why. So I'll see you at the end of my 5 rows to show you how it looks like, and I'll do the rest of camera before we do the straps. I am back and I settled with 5 rows. At the beginning we did 7, but going on I'll be doing 5 rows of white. Then I switched to my flower and I'll alternate between 5 rows of the white and then the flower till I get to my desired length. So go ahead and do the same thing, and I'll meet you when you are done, or I'll meet you when I am done to show you how to do the straps. Hi guys, so I am back and I'm done with my bag. So I ended up doing 5 rows of the flower. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I ended up doing 6 rows, and then for the white rows is I think it should be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm done and I'm going to give it the measurement. So this is the, let me turn this, like turn it is better. So this, I compared it to my tote bag. So this is like 15.5 inches. So almost 15.5. Actually like 15 inches exactly here. It passes 15 inches just a little bit. Then 15.2. And then so mine is bag was like 16 inches, but this is fine. I'm going to put this aside. I use this to mark the strap. So if you have a teeth bag, you can use it to mark your size. If not, you improvise. So I'm going to show you how the I marked my strap spaces. So I have 5 stitches in between this. I'm going to be working in between. I'm not going to touch the places I marked. So this is about almost 2 inches, and then with the 5 inches, with the 5 stitches, would just be 1 inch, and then the big space in between this, and then the other strap is like 6.7. Same thing for the other side. So just mark your straps the way you want. So for the mat side, you have 5 stitches in the middle, and then you start working from here, the inner side. So you chain 90. So I'm going to chain 90. So I'll see when I have 90 chains. So I have 90 chains, and then you insert your hook in here, make a slip stitch, into the next stitch, make a slip stitch, turn your work, and single crochet all the way up. So go ahead and single crochet all the way up, and I'll meet you when I get to that end. So I've gotten to the end, and then when you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch in here, and then into the next stitch you slip stitch again, turn your work, and you single crochet all the way up. So you repeat this process till you have the level of thickness you want. So this is how thick mine is. I'll make yours as thick or thin as thick or as thin as you want. So I'll show you the final results when I'm done.